I was going to say good morning, but I'm going to have to say good afternoon because it's about 1:30 here in my old Kentucky home. And I'll have to tell you about this morning, what's happened. My girl, was a senior in high school. Well, for the next 3 days, the juniors are going to be testing first through third periods. So the seniors are going to be shipped down to the lower end of the school in some classrooms, and they're just going to sit around and chew the fat. And she feels like that her time is too precious and that she would be better off sleeping in, and then she goes to work at 12, for the school co-op. So I just said, just whatever. Whatever floats your boat, let's just do it. Let's be peaceful. So this morning she slept in till about 9 and got up. But see, when she's there, that puts a kink in my schedule. Because, I have a schedule. So I thought, I'm going to do a video today, but I can't do it while she's here and my husband's here. So then he was going to go riding around about 8 o'clock this morning. And I thought, whoopee. And then I thought, but she's going to be here. And I can't do it with her there because she would probably be down in the floor laughing at me. Because, she thinks it's really crazy I'm doing this. Well, my hair, when I got up this morning, with this humidity and all, it was pretty wild standing out here. And we have such a dry sense of humor with each other. And she said, Mom, you are really looking a little witchy today. And I said, well, I'm feeling a little witchy. And I said, when I'm around you, it just does weird things to me. I start acting weird because she'll say, you're acting a little weird. And I'll say, well, it's because I'm around you. You bring this out of me that I'm acting kind of crazy. So anyway, I did kind of try to wet it down a little bit just to get a little of the witchiness out of it. But you know how my hair is. It's a mess. So then she was going to work at 12. So she was going to leave at 20 till 12. And I thought, hey, I won't even have to go up to my little house. I'll just do my video when she leaves. Well, guess what? 5 minutes after she left, here comes my husband down the driveway. So that kicks that out. Not an option, not an option. So, and I was feeling kind of draggy, but I thought, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go up to the little house and do this video because you all need, you all need to know I'm still kicking. And I can't remember if I've been on here since the tornado has been through Kentucky. Maybe not. I don't, because that was Friday night. Let me tell you, I was a little scared, and I'm not much scared of storms. And whenever people, if you don't live in an area that's never had tornadoes, you probably know that, they'll put out alarms and even on the radio to get in the basement, that this area is, they've sighted a funnel cloud. We've just never gone to the basement, hardly ever. Well, here my husband is in the bed. And I mean, he couldn't get down the basement steps if he had to. There's no way. I mean, he just could not get down them. So my girl sleeps in the back of the house, and then behind our house are some big trees. Well, there's been a few times in her life, since she's been there, that, if the wind got up really bad, that I would have her come out of that room and sleep like in the front of the house, just in case a tree fell on her bedroom. Well, Friday night when I went to bed, they were giving storms throughout Kentucky. I went on to bed, went to sleep, and at 11:30, I woke up, and I mean, it was the awfulest sound you've ever heard. The wind, I have never heard wind blowing that hard. And I'm not even sure if it was raining or not, but it was thundering and lightning, and the wind was horrendous. And I jumped out of the bed and I went back there and got her. And I said, you come get in my bed, because I sleep in the front of the house, and I'll get on the couch. So she did. Well, the wind just kept getting harder and harder. And I'm telling you, I don't know how hard it was blowing. But I was sitting on the couch and I was praying. I mean, I wasn't going to the basement without my husband. I'm not going to go down there and save my life and her life and the dog's life and leave him upstairs to be blown away. I just can't do that. But I was just praying, Lord, keep us safe. And then I was so worried about the horses. I mean, I know they weigh over 1,000 pounds each, but I'm telling you, you've never heard such wind in your life. And so about 12 o'clock, our electricity went off. Well, here, it's pitch black. All this storming's going on. You can't see. And then our phones, I'm thinking, well, if they run down, of course, we could charge them in our vehicles, but you couldn't get out in that mess. What all was going on. But anyway, we were safe. I was so thankful. On probably about 20 miles, still in my county, a tornado did touch down, and this couple that's in their 40s, a married couple with 2 kids, one's in high school, and probably they may both be in high school, demolished their house to the ground. And I'm not sure where they were, but they're safe. And then this 98-year-old man was, I think he was, well, I don't know, he was in the bed, I'm sure, and it blew the roof off of his house, but he had just a few scratches on him. But some of the barns out beside his house were demolished. And then on a little bit further up the road, about 30-something miles, and then you saw where London, Kentucky. Oh, it's so sad, the devastation, the houses that have been destroyed. And I think last count they had was 21 people had died that they know so far. And then there was a lady, must have been visiting in our county, somewhere down close to the lake, and her electricity went out, 98 years old. Somebody brought her a generator, and that generator had not been used in about a year, and it was putting out carbon monoxide, and she died from the fumes. So, we don't have a generator, and usually if the electric goes off, which it doesn't very often, I just try not to be opening the freezer and the refrigerator too much. But anyway, a lady I go to church with texted me yesterday morning. She said, I won't be at church, don't have any electricity. And I said, okay. So I called her today, and she still doesn't have electricity. And that's where that house was demolished, right in that area. So she said it could be a few days before they have electric. So, you know what? When we all 3 got up Saturday morning, and this just tells you how technology has just taken over our lives. My husband is so used to getting up of a morning, getting in his chair. I bring him his medicine, and then I bring him a cup of coffee. He turns the TV on. He gets on Facebook and watches videos. I mean, he does that about all the time he's up. I get up. After I do all that for him, I sit down and I look at my email, I look at Facebook, I look at YouTube, see if I've got any messages, or look and see if I've got any new subscribers. Listen, I may have walked into a hornet's nest doing this, I don't know, but if you have a YouTube channel, do you let it kind of control your life? I've got to push back a little bit and quit looking. I'll tell you what, was it yesterday morning I got up and I had 198 subscribers. And by an hour later, I'm looking again and I had 197. I had 198 when I got up. An hour later, I had 197. And I thought, somebody's unsubscribed to my channel. Oh, my feelings are hurt. Well, I didn't get that drastic about it, but hey, I've got, this is too much. And I saw a lady today that was talking about how, you know, it has consumed her and how that she feels like. Now, some people that put a video out every day and they've still got a family and, you know, they're having other things to do. And of course, they're really probably dependent on the money. It can be very consuming. And I think it can, I'm afraid it's kind of got that way for me. And I always love to read. I don't know if you like to read books, but I love to read. And I had kept down in 1 year, like every book I read and who it was by and if I liked it or not. But if I looked at the title of that book today, I could not tell you what it was about, but I can look on that thing and say whether I liked it or not. But I don't even read. I have got books in there I need to read that I want to read, but I can't because I'm on the internet or I'm on YouTube. I'm watching some of you. So what do you think? Is it consuming you? And then wonder if YouTube just cuts us off. I told my family Saturday morning, I said, look at us. We are so addicted to this that it controls our lives. And then when it goes off, you know, if the government ever wants all of us to go nuts, all they have to do is just cut off the internet and we're all going to be zombies walking around like, what am I supposed to do now? Just think about it. Am I really nuts like my girl says I am? Oh, I hope not. Listen, I'm telling you, it is busy times around here. And I don't know what's going to happen. But I know a lot of you that don't have kids. Here I am, 73 years old, and I've got this adopted daughter that's 17. She will be 18 in about 3 months. But here I'm dealing with her going to school, and we've had a lot of trouble this year with the softball team, and I've told all of you all that, unless you're a very new subscriber. And I don't really want to talk about it that much because I know that you all are not interested in it. And it's over. I don't know if I said to you, I think I did last week, that she quit the softball team here at the very end of the season, but you know what? I don't care. It's a mess, and I went with another mom and dad, a married couple that their daughter plays also. And we went and talked to the superintendent last week. And I love the superintendent. I went to school with his mom and dad, love them dearly, good people, good Christian people. And I love him. And we've always been very close, friends and close, and I'm about to sneeze. But I know this is just such a tiny drop in the bucket of problems that he has to sit around and listen to 3 old parents griping because somebody's mistreating their kids. Now, if you've not been through that, thank the Lord, but I've been through it. But I went with her just kind of for support. But while I was there, I also did mention a couple things that had been done to my daughter that it can't be fixed. It's over with. We're done with softball. She'll never play again. We have got 2 bats, 2 gloves, a helmet, this big bag that you roll around with your stuff in it. So if you know anybody that needs that, I'd sell it pretty cheap. Those bats are like nearly $200 a piece, and that's probably a cheap one. But anyway, we did talk to the superintendent. He didn't agree some, with what we were, or what the other lady mainly was saying. But the last 2 games they've had last week were rained out. And then tonight is their first game of district, and they won't win. So, I don't care. It's in another county, but it could get rained out. It's not rained yet today, but it's looked like it. So, just vent it. I told the superintendent my main reason for coming was to prevent this happening to other kids. And I told him when she went in to the coach's office last week and she told him she was quitting and that she felt disrespected the way that he had ignored her on the bench. Let me just, I don't know if I told you this or not, but like this is a sheet of paper and it divided down the middle. And on this side, each game, he would write down the main players. In the second column, he would write down the subs, like if somebody needed to come out for a while, he would play somebody else. Down here in the bottom of the page was a little section that said notes, and that's where he put my girl's name. He completely ignored her. I mean, it was like she wasn't even on the team. And this whole season, she's not played out in the field at all, which last year she played all the time. This time, I don't think she's batted 5 times the whole season. And he told her the other day, she said he was acting very smug and hateful, and that he told her the reason she hadn't played was on her. It was her fault. And I told the superintendent, I said, if my child had been living in a broken home, a family with drugs, just not taken care of, not felt loved, and this softball meant so much to her, and she had come in and a coach, had said something like that to her, it could have destroyed her self-esteem or her confidence in herself. We're not supposed to be putting kids down. We're supposed to be trying to help them. And I said, that's my complaint right there. I said, her father, my husband, is dying. And she and I are sitting there watching him every day get worse. And she says to me, do you think he'll last till graduation? I just want him to last till graduation. And then it'll be, like she'll want him to last till her birthday. But she keeps all this bundled up, and then she goes out to try to get a little joy in her life, and then a coach treating her like that. I said, I'm saying this for future kids. My girl is strong, and I've taught her to be strong. And I've taught her that there's people in your life that are like this, and you've got to learn to not let it get you down, because they're hurting themselves. And it's just like, again, I had seen on a video that I had seen about some lady was saying some of the ugly comments that she had gotten. And I think, what are these people? Where are these people? Who are these people that are putting ugly comments on the YouTube videos? Which, I'll probably get some. I may get one today. Who knows? They have to be pretty miserable to put down people that are trying, just being on Facebook. But anyway, you get the gist of that. That was my rant. Hey, I was thinking, what in the world am I going to talk about? And I had written down a few things right here. And here I am, just rattling on and on and on. But the talk with the superintendent is not related to just a child. It's related to us in life about how we treat each other. And if somebody ever treats you bad and it hurts your feelings, which, and I've been through that too, that you get your feelings hurt. We can't be letting our feelings get hurt so quickly. We got to get over it. Hey, wait a minute, I've talked 19 minutes. We did go to the class awards yesterday. Oh, Lordy help me. We went to church, and I really kind of would like to run some things by you about our church, but I'm not going to do that today because I'm praying about it. Class awards. We went to church, got home, ate a little lunch, went back to the awards. They started at 2. It was supposed to be from 2 to 4, and I thought, Lord have mercy, how could they give out awards for 2 hours? Well, they did, plus 30 more minutes. It lasted 2.5 hours. I'm telling you, my sciatic nerve was killing me. I thought, I don't know if I can walk out of here. I think that we counted up the other day, there's 160 in this graduating senior class. Well, see, if you knew you weren't getting a scholarship or you weren't getting an award, you wouldn't even go to this thing, because I mean, it's boring as heck. So I'd say about half of the kids weren't there, or at least, yeah, I'd say probably half of them. But my girl got one thing we didn't know, she got a $500 scholarship from one of the banks, and I'm thankful for that. But there's a lot of them that she didn't get. But there was a lot of competition, and it's all right. We'll get her through college. If I have to start 10 more YouTube channels, we'll get her through college one way or another. But that was so tiring. That was so tiring. I can't even tell you. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. And if you've been there, you probably wasn't 73. You was probably 40s or 50s. So that's a big difference. All right, let's see. Something else I was going to tell you. Oh, about encouraging, because, and I know I talk about this all the time. So important to encourage each other and to be, I don't want you to take this video and say, oh, poor Debbie, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying it. I'm not sad. I am kind of disappointed in mankind to see that people stoop so low to make other people feel bad. And I saw this verse I want to read you. It's 1 Thessalonians 5:11, and it says, therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. So I think we need to ask ourselves, is that what we're doing? Because I want to build us up. And I think there is a community out there all around the world, my age, older, even younger, that need encouragement. And if I can encourage one person out there today, it's worthwhile. And that's what I want to do. And I'm just being honest, and I'm going to get off here in a minute, but I do have a funny story. I think everybody's enjoying the funny stories. One lady says, well, I think I might have told you that the other day, but I'll tell you again. She said she'll come in the room, or her husband will come in there, and he'll say, does Debbie have another funny story? And he is really getting a kick out of them, and so it's worth it just for him. And I think everybody needs a little bit of a laugh. So here's today's funny story. I go to KFC to get the kids something to eat. They wanted the kids' meal with a leg, so I said, kids' meal with a leg, and the lady says, which side? Me, this is me, complete silence as I heavily contemplate such an odd question. I guess the right side. I don't know what the difference is. After several moments of laughter, she says, no, honey, which side would you like to go with the leg? Mashed potatoes or wedges? And that's funny. Hey, I'm going to get off here. The sun is shining. It's humid as it can be out there. And I guess I'll just go back to my little house and lay on the couch and watch YouTube. So when I get home, I will upload this little video, and I hope you enjoy it. And I'll be back soon. And if anybody has any subjects you would like for me to cover, just let me know, and I will try to fit it into my schedule. Otherwise, I'm going to just be blabbering on here and hope that it will encourage you to have a great day and to be thankful if you've not been affected by the storms, or be thankful if you don't look witchy, because I've heard that's what I look like, which I probably do. But hey, I'm going to see you soon. You all just keep smiling and keep encouraging each other, and we'll make it through. We'll make it through, won't we? See you later. Bye-bye.